Hi everyone, I am Flavio Miguel and welcome to my channel. If that's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'll be reviewing and demonstrating one of the latest foundations that had hit the market last December 2022. And I am talking about the SurrealSkin by Mario. So what I'm going to be doing here, I'll be talking about their claims, how long it stays, the finishings, the coverage, if there's any kind of claim telling us how long it should last. I'm also going to be talking about the skincare factors of this foundation. I'll also be talking about the price and the amount of shades available in the market. You can actually tell if they are inclusive and accessible to everybody by the number of available shades. If they release like 10 shades, well girl, you know what I'm talking about. But if they release up to 40, 50 shades, then I can consider that a very inclusive brand. So we're gonna be talking all about this, and I hope by the end of this video you enjoy my review and my opinion about it. Remember, this is not a sponsored video and I didn't get this foundation for free, and I actually bought it with my own money because I want to keep it real for you, all right? This is how the product looks like. Inside the package, I can see that there's a message from Mario on the back of the box, actually on the lid of the box. The SurrealSkin foundation is my complexion masterpiece. I put my heart into this groundbreaking formula with the hope of not creating a barrier of foundation, but rather awakening the true infinitive beauty that lies within. With love and light, Mario. Well, that's very kind of him. I'm gonna read some of the claims of the product so that you can understand what they are promising us, and later on I'll be giving my own opinion and we're gonna see if the claims they actually match my expectations. So Mario has created a liquid foundation called SurrealSkin that promises to improve the appearance of your skin. I just didn't quite understand if it promises to improve the appearance of your skin by the coverage and its performance, or due to their skincare factors. We're gonna see this later. The foundation includes a moisture grip technology that provides up to 12 hours of hydration to your skin. This is the only claim that I have seen where it has a number talking about its performance, but it doesn't say anything about longevity, how long it stays on, or the wear hours that you're gonna have it. But let's go further. The formula can be used for sheer or full coverage and has 30 flexible shades to choose from. Flexible shades, 30 flexible shades. Whatever that means, I'm kind of confused. I mean, like 30 flexible shades. Can I stretch it to okay, the shades around? It's just funny the way it's described. The formulation can be applied with your fingers or with a brush for a customizable finish. It is also vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, and clean. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I'll also be using this throughout the day and also off camera, just to see in different situations how is my skin looking like while I'm wearing the SurrealSkin. Now we're gonna go on it. I'm gonna tell a little bit about my own skin type. I have a normal to combine skin type, which means that my T-zone tends to be slightly more oily in comparison with the rest of my face. For example, I am based in the Netherlands and we are now mid-winter, which means that my skin tends to be dehydrated, but it's still containing that oily T-zone. When I apply a foundation on myself, the finish and the coverage that I'm looking for, it's a very natural finish and with a very minimal coverage. I do enjoy to use buildable foundations because then I can actually play with the coverage. But all right, I have here the color 9W, and I did use the automatic tool from Mario's website to find out my right shade. I haven't tried it yet. We're gonna see if it does match my skin tone or if it doesn't. I am very excited about this. Let's see. So a lot of packaging protection. So that's how it looks like outside the packaging. It's nice and it's glass and it feels very sturdy, of course. All right, so let's go. My first impression is that it's quite yellow for what I can see on the camera. But well, let's see how this is gonna work, okay? I didn't buy Mario's special brush to do this, but I'm using something that is quite similar. It is a firm brush, and this acts pretty much like a beauty blender in itself. So let's get on it. Okay, for what I can see here, the color is pretty matching my skin tone, at least by now. I wonder if this is going to oxidize or not. I hope not, because the color, for what I can see, it does look right nice actually right now. I'm actually already putting over my ear, but on that side I will keep it free of product just to see if that's going to oxidize and that's going to be appearing a different color than the first impression that I had. So let's go for it. Oh, so far so good. Let me do my neck. All right. I'm gonna try now just a little bit on the back of my hand just to get a sense of how this feels on the skin. It feels very rich and quite balmy somehow. That's the hand with product, that's the hand without product. I think you actually can see, but it is a bit yellow, just a little bit yellow. And for what I can tell about Mario's foundation, the first impression that I have is that it does contain some kind of light reflecting particles into the foundation. I wouldn't call it glitter, but I would say it's like metallic pigments. And it is a kind of a goldish kind of reflecting glitter. And it's not the first time that I see a foundation with this kind of feature. Long time ago, MAC Cosmetics had a foundation called Hyper Real. And this foundation reminded me of the Studio Fix Fluid foundation, the one that MAC is still selling, but it did contain this goldish pigment into the foundation. For what I can remember and for what I can say looking at myself right now, the reason that they would add this golden pigment into the foundation is to create a kind of a luminescent or translucent kind of texture. Let me try to explain this to you. When you wear a foundation with high coverage and that evens up the skin tone, sometimes what you get is this very solid coverage. What I think Mario tried to do here with this pigment into this foundation is to create a more translucent kind of effect, which is actually the way skin looks like when you're not wearing much. And what I think that Mario tried to do with this one is to offer high coverage without looking too unreal. And I think that's what the name comes from, the SurrealSkin Foundation by Mario. It's now 11 o'clock in the morning, and let's see how this is going to react throughout the day. To finish up my foundation, I'm going to use a blot powder. This one is from MAC Cosmetics. So let's see. The reason why I've chosen to work with a blotting powder is because it has very little pigmentation and it's gonna just set my foundation. Well, it's supposed just to set my foundation without changing very much of the total finish. Of course, it will make my skin look more opaque and matte, but it shouldn't be enough to get rid of all this surreal skin effect or the glowy effect that Mario has provided us. So with the powder on top of it, I still have the skin still looks quite like skin, although I do see that I have foundation on because of the coverage. Let's go further, all right? All right, I think I just finished the foundation, my base, actually my face, if you will. What I can tell is that it is kind of oxidizing a little bit. I can already actually see, I think you can actually also see here, the difference there and here. It is where I went with my contouring, so it does look slightly darker, but what I can tell is that it does look skin-like for me, but it's not super natural. I wouldn't say it's super natural. Let's try one thing. I'm going to soften up this a little bit. What I'm gonna do right now is I have to do my eyes, and I'll be gonna paying attention of how it's going to look my skin after finishing up this. It's gonna take about, I think, an hour if I'm fast. And I will also be letting this stay until the end of the evening. Like I told you, I started at 11, and it's now 11:45. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to turn out, alright? So keep it up. Alright, so that you know, I did go outside to see how this is looking like under the sunlight, and what I could see is that under the sunlight it looks quite goldy, and you can actually pretty much see those pigments that I told you that it's into the foundation. When I walk under the shade, it didn't look like that. It actually looked very natural. But what I'm thinking here is this might be maybe the ideal foundation to wear during the summer when you want to create this very nice glow, luminescent kind of skin. But I wonder how this is going to look like from very close by. Like I told you, I'll be wearing this foundation off camera just to see how it's going to react. And I'm also gonna be asking my boyfriend, how am I looking like? My boyfriend is totally not a makeup person, is the total opposite, and I actually appreciate his opinion because he can be quite straightforward on the way saying what he thinks about things in general, especially when it comes to foundation and makeup. Let's see how it's going to be. I'm gonna finish up my eyes and hold on to the end. Okay, so it's been 3.5 hours since I finished up my makeup. I did record all the kind of content, and what I can tell is that I'll be dead honest with you, it does look a little bit, I just don't want to use the word cakey, because that's not the case, but it does feel a lot like high coverage, and it does look a lot like high coverage. Do I still think it's a skin-like finish? Somehow, but I don't know. It does crease on the lines, not as much as other foundations that I've tried before, but it does somehow crease on the lines, and just don't want to try to make a lot of expressions because I don't want to fuck up my foundation yet. I still need to go out for something very simple, but I don't know. Well, I'll keep it up. I'm gonna be recording throughout the evening until the moment that I come back home and remove it. It's all okay. So let's see how it's going to be. Alright, so I'm about to leave for these events, and this is how it's looking like here, just my regular light at home. So let's see how this is going to be reacting. I'm so curious. So this is a bit later in the evening already, and let me see, I'm just gonna do, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Well, you can see how it's creasing. It's not that terribly bad. I might say that it is already like, let me think, 6 hours that I'm wearing the foundation, and it's not looking that terrible. I mean, it's not looking, it's looking good. The point is, I didn't love the finish in itself just because it isn't my taste for a kind of foundation, but I barely retouch it actually. I think I went one time with a powder while I was at the event. Alright guys, just to finish my total conclusion here, what are my thoughts about the SurrealSkin by Makeup by Mario? Okay, I'm gonna tell you the things that I liked and the things that came off short for my own experience. I do feel that my skin is hydrated. I mean, at least it's not pulling any other funny places or something like that. It's not chipping my skin. It's very cold outside. I did powder my face in this 7 hours for about maybe 4 times, and when I was attending the event that I just came back from, I did apply once there a little bit of blotting powder, pressed blotting powder. For that means it is still looking quite skin-like in finish, like the claim actually said. But the thing is, when I come very close, and let me see if you can see like this. When I come very close, I can see actually those pigments that I told you that it's into the foundation that gives this kind of luminescence, and this is what was supposed to make it look skin-like. Because I do have a cooler undertone, seeing those goldish particles into the foundation makes me self-conscious, because I will think, is everybody noticing? Not that there's nothing wrong with people seeing me with makeup, come on. But the point is, when I do look for a foundation, I do prefer something should be seamless, invisible to regular eyes. Now I'm gonna tell you the points that I think this came off short from my own experience. I think I do wish it was a little bit more transparent. I think Mario, if you're watching this, he will never watch this, but if you watching this, I would love to see a slightly more transparent variation of this one. And another thing that I would love to see it, like I said, because I do have a cool undertone, I would love to see, instead of golden particles of pigments into the foundation, I would love to see any kind of more cool shades, any kind of maybe, I don't know, slightly pink, violetish, just to complement my skin a little bit more. I do think though that this is going to be my go-to foundation for summer, because actually this golden luminescent finishing that you see on my skin, it's something that I think is going to look amazing in summer, especially if you're slightly more tan than I am right now. I still haven't touched my ear with the product, and when it comes to oxidation, it's not that bad. Really, it's not that bad. Now I'm gonna give some scores over here. So when it comes to the coverage from 0 to 10, I think I'm gonna give it 8, but it's more because I wish I could make it more transparent. I will try though to wear this mixed with a skincare, with a moisturizer, just to try to make it more transparent. When the finish claim is skin-like finish, I do agree that it's very skin-like finish, but not under the sunlight. Under the sunlight, I did find that was very goldish, you know, maybe because I was watching it under the golden hour, because I was about to leave to the event. But when it comes to the finish, I would give an 8 as well, but more because I wish they would have the more cool pigments to create this luminescent or translucent or luminous finish that I explained, instead of the golden ones that I see here. When it comes to the wear performance, how long lasting it is, oh, it's quite long lasting. I'm not missing any chunk of my face, and maybe my nose became a little bit transparent by, I don't know, touching my face, talking to people, greeting people. So when it comes to the wear performance, how long it stays, well, 7 hours. 7 hours. What I could say is I would give a score of, I think I would give a 9 out of 10, a 9, because for 7 hours it still looks quite good. Yeah, I still think it looks right good. When it comes to oxidation, I did not notice a lot of oxidation, and I showed you already the year. You see it? You can see it here. It's slightly cooler, but it didn't change that much. So when it comes to oxidation, I give it a 10, because I don't know, I don't like foundations when they oxidize. I mean, you're gonna have to figure out which shade are you. Maybe you already bought 1 or 2 bottles just to find the right shade. Sweat and waterproofing, I didn't sweat, but it's too cold, and really it's just really too cold outside. And the event that I went to where we were not dancing, so when it comes to this, it's difficult for me to say. So if I would have to give, now I cannot give any score over here because I'll be lying, I'll just be making it up. Skincare factor, I do think that the moisture grip technology is really doing its work, and for that I will give a 8 out of 10 for the skincare factor. Of course, my final score should be only given after a few weeks wearing the product, so really trying to see when was that, what is that they meant, like improving the skin appearance. Remember that I read that I said in the beginning of the video that he promised to improve skin appearance. I mean by coverage or by the skincare aspect of the foundation. So for this complicated number of shades, 30 flexible shades, like I don't know, 30 flexible shades, considering that you have like a cool undertone, warm undertone, neutral undertone. How many for each? I mean, I don't know. I would give like a, I don't want to be a bitch, but I'm gonna give like a 6.5 for 30 shades, because I really wish there were more shades. I do wonder if other people do feel included in Mario's vision when he decided to launch 30 shades. I really hope, and I think he's probably gonna extend the number of shades. That would be a wise move to do it. Yes, it's cruelty free, they don't sell in China. Skin type, all skin types, well, I can only tell for myself. I do have, like I told you, a combined skin, dehydrated, and for my skin type it works really well. Price 50 euros. 50 euros, well, it's not cheap, but it's not the most expensive foundation I've seen in the market, okay? And consider that it's a clean, cruelty-free, gluten-free and vegan formula, I wouldn't mind to pay 50 euros for this foundation. Would I have this foundation in my kit? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I have to think about it. Now, so if I would give a score for the price, 50 euros for 30 ml, considering the performance, I would give it an 8 as well. Okay, our final score is, how I'm gonna do with the final score, instead of summit everything together, I'm gonna do as if it was Olympics gymnastics. I will remove the lowest score and I will remove the highest score, and then we're gonna see which one is the average. That would score an 8, actually an 8.5 for the final score, an 8.5. All right, so well guys, so that's it. Now, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy making it. And please remember to like and share this video. And if you want to make me even happier, subscribe to my channel. It does help with the algorithm and does help my videos to be pushed to a larger audience. So I do appreciate it a lot. Sending you a big kiss to all of you. Thank you again for all your time and support. And hopefully I'll see you here again with another video. All right, bye-bye.